No.
Okay. Now it is.
Oh, aren't you? Look, your eye shadow is amazing, and it
Oh my
matches
God,
your
thank
teeth.
you.
You're welcome. The whole thing. Oh, you know what I love? I love it when people are really tan, and then you have that like darker like hair color, and then you do the dark eyeshadow with the black on. I wish I could do that. I could never, but I'm just letting you know that's one of my favorite color
Oh,
combinations.
thank you so much. I watch you all the time and always think you look so beautiful. So, oh my God.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, we have a lot to go over. Are you ready?
I am. I'm so excited.
Me too. Me too. Today has been a little crazy. Let me go ahead and make you big. Um so today I have a lot of sessions to talk about today on live. Let's just say that. Today's
Wow.
have been nuts, and I'm hoping, not I'm hoping, but I know that yours is going to be pretty good. So let's first off, yeah, I think it's going to be great. So let's first off talk about, I mean, since you watch me, you watch my stuff, you kind of know how I do it, right? But
I
you get
certainly
it.
do.
Okay. Yeah, so first off, obviously it's just gonna be me. You are going to be scribbled in, this is your page in the notebook of scribbles, okay? And so obviously that calms my anxiety. The next thing though, what this person is here. The next thing though is when we're channeling, you have to remember a couple things. We're asking somebody's soul, their conscious to come in and be with us. And we do it because we love them, right? And so when they come in and they talk in a couple of different ways. Let me turn the volume off of my phone. They talk in a couple of different ways. The first way is they give me a bunch of, I guess you'd say like signs and symbols, right? They'll flash all this stuff in my head, which means words. The next thing is they will talk in feelings and emotions, and feelings and emotions aren't always like I'm happy or I'm sad. They can also mean stuff like I took too much meth and jumped off a bridge. So I don't think this person took too much meth and jumped off a bridge, but that's the thing. Um, you have some, wow. You, your family could tell a story. The other things are that they will try to put me in situations that may have happened to you or happened to them or will happen to you. I'm going to turn my volume up a little bit. And the last way is that I get words and phrases, just words and phrases. They show up and I got to tell you what they are. The only thing I really need you to do at first, obviously, we're probably going to go into you and talk about your life too, but especially with channeling, just tell me, Amie, heck yeah, that makes sense, or no, it doesn't, because I want to see how far I can get with them.
Okay.
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 Hold on. Let's see. So I'm going to be asking. Here. Somebody walks in and they go, "Oh, am I late? Did I miss anything?" And I was like, "No, no, no, no. What? What?" This person says like, "Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you." This means to me that they're really, really nice. They could like talk to anybody almost in a way. Like that's kind of how they feel in my head. They say that what? Only this person says they've learned a lot, which is kind of cool. What do you mean you learned a lot? Tell me about this. Give me a second. Interesting. They feel like they have like expanded their consciousness, which is a very interesting thing. So maybe they were always just hyper focused on one thing or one element or one area. And so now they're talking about being able to like see everybody. I want to know like who this is, how long they've been gone, what's happening here. Tell me about it. What? How? Oh. Hmm. Do you have a sister? Do you have another one?
I have two, yes.
Okay. He talks about, he says that I said, who are you? Who are you? He says, those are my daughter. That's my daughter, like that. And so this is like dad for you. Okay, cool. And I said, well, who? And he says, oh yeah, the other girls. And I'm like, okay, so you have a sister. That's what he's just making reference to. And there's no brothers, no
No.
boys. Okay. He's making reference to like my father. My father had 7 girls and I'm the last one. So he's like talking to him and saying, ha 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 ha, like we're one and the same. And I'm like, I get it. He says that, tell me about her. What? He's learning how to talk through me. What? What happened to you? Was he in his 70s? Do you know?
Yes. Mhm.
Really? Okay, leave that there. He goes like this. I said, how old were you? I said, how long ago did you pass away? He says, like, it's been a minute, so we'll have to figure out how long ago that is. That means for me, usually that's over 3 years, but we'll go from there. And more exact. And I said, well, how old were you? And he says, got to enjoy. He's talking about, he's in his 70s.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
It was 70, 71.
71. Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
It's weird because he's talking about like not enjoying, he's retired. He's a workaholic. He was like a workaholic. Interesting. Okay, leave that there. He's talking about not being able to enjoy retirement for long, but that's why it's like if he's in his 70s, he's been retired. Okay, hold on. We'll go more into that in just a second. That made me confused. I'm like, what? He says,
You're right. Mhm.
really? Okay. Tell me, bud. What? He said, I do the whole block if I have to, so I don't know what that means, but we'll go into that more. Hang on. Loves you. He loves you. He says he like wishes he could tell people he loves them. Maybe he's so hyper focused on things. What do you mean? What? He wishes he could have a little more laughs. He wishes not to be so serious in a way. He's a really good guy though. I like him. He says, what? He likes money. He likes to he's good with cash. Maybe we'll have to see. Hang on. Yeah. He goes like this. He goes, and I go, what? What do you mean? Give me money? He's like, no, no, no. He says, I'm good with cash. I'm like, or I'm good with money. And I said, interesting. He says that maybe he had many different streams or avenues. We'll go into that in just a second. What? What do you mean by that? What does that mean? What did you do? What did you do? Do we know if did he own a business? Or was he, was he an
Yes.
entrepreneur? He did? Okay, don't tell me what though.
He
He just,
yeah,
he's,
okay.
okay, hold on, yeah. He's opening up. I said, so what did you do, dude? What's going on? And he talks about being like my dad who like owned his own business, did his own stuff.
Mhm.
And I said, oh, okay. And he says, maybe that's like what he did. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna ask him, well, what or where? Hold on. Tell me. He's always there, always there. So it's not like this is like a family thing or something. He said, tell me about her. I'm probably going to get this very wrong, so I apologize on this. I think it's customer based. I don't think he's like a home builder or anything like that, but do I
You're right.
know? Absolutely not. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's just going up and shaking people's hands, and there's so many careers. Yeah, and he's like, "Hi, how are you?" But like he's in front of them, so it almost feels like sales, but at the same time, yeah, but at the same time, I don't see a product, so I'm like, I don't know what this is. What? Tell me about them. Talking about the city that goes on forever. He's talking about blocks. He's talking about, and he's not from New York, correct?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. Because when I said I just talked to somebody that was in New York City from the Bronx, and I said, because he has an accent, he doesn't sound like me or something like that. And I said, well, where are you from? I said, you're from New York, right? He goes, oh, hell no. And I was like, oh, okay. So that means we don't like it. Anybody that is not from New York, they will say hell no. He says, he told me, my bud. He says, maybe I'll have like a good Italian sub. He was like, but I'm not. It's funny. He's talking about Italian subs. He says he makes me like feel the bread, like when you hold them in your hand. Yeah. He says, what? He like takes a bite. He misses food. What? Maybe there was one. It was like a shop of some sort. Interesting. Hang on.
Yes.
What? He says, yes. He says the shop, the shop, the shop. I was like, oh, okay. Yes, interesting. He says, what, bud? Was there like a sandwich place up from him or something? From the shop or something? Do you know if he would eat someplace like right next to him?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of places near where he worked. His business.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. He's just talking about going to see everybody and doing this, and he's like the owner. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? So what do you know? He did this for a long time, didn't he? He
Yes, he
did this
did.
for a really long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says because he's still doing. What are you doing? Okay, I'm going to just take a whack at it right now, and I'm so sorry if I'm incorrect. He's talking about a chair, and he's talking about, so I don't know if we're in beauty or if we're a dentist, but I don't see teeth, and so I'm just, both have chairs, both put stuff
Yes.
over you.
My
What do we do?
God. You want me to tell you?
What did
Or
he
no?
do? Yeah,
Here's a
yeah,
bar-
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. A barber. That's
He's a
it. You're right.
barber.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah. Oh my
That's cool. That's so freaking
God.
cool. Yeah, he shows me like if you put a flap over him, and then he's talking about sitting back in a chair, and I'm like, I don't know, the only thing I know is a dentist that does that or somebody in like a beauty industry. But it's so funny because he likes a tight haircut. He likes a good tight haircut. But yeah, he's talking about he doesn't like my son's hair, which is he's like having a conversation. He'll tell you if he doesn't like hair. He will, and he'll want to redo it. And he's like high and tight like the boys. Interesting. So maybe interesting. He's talking about 19. Oh, Nam. He wasn't in Vietnam though. No,
No.
no. Yeah. He's talking about the boys, and I said, hold on. How long ago were you gone, Beth? Give me a few. And your mom is still alive?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And they were still married at the time of his passing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. He goes like this. They said, so what about Vietnam? And he's talking about the boys. He's talking about Americana. He's talking about the high and tights. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then he says, tell my wife I said hi. I said, wait, so is she like dead or is she here? He says, no. She's still living they still in the same house? They still in the same place? Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine. Yeah. Because he says she's still in the same place, she's still in the same spot. He says, tell her I visit her often. I go, okay, I will. He says that he's like he's a good guy. What happened? What happened to you? Hold on. Do you know if he was buried? Was he buried?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes. Well,
Was
I
he
mean,
buried?
in a
Okay.
mausoleum.
Okay. Oh, a mausoleum. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. So people are either cremated or buried, a lot of times, or even further. And he's talking about how he really takes death to us part seriously because he's talking about how there's a spot for her next to him or with him. That's why. And that's why I was like, oh, that for me means he's not cremated. He's not spread. That means he knows where he's at. He's talking about having a ceremony. He's saying that, tell me what? Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna give you two options here. Is he either, I'm so sorry if I say I'm from Texas, I apologize. Are we either Massachusetts or New Jersey?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Ah! Okay. Oh, let's see Italian. Sorry. I know that there's a lot of Italian food in Massachusetts and New Jersey, and he keeps referencing that. Like every Italian I know is from Massachusetts. That's why it's like, what is it? But he doesn't feel like a masshole. He feels more like a city slicker. Yeah. He says, weird. On where his shop was there a place to live above it?
I think so. I think maybe. I can't remember exactly. It was too he
Really?
moved from one spot to another, so
Okay.
maybe.
Only reason I ask is because he's talking about how he says like he lives above it now, like, or he comes in like his version of heaven. He's like talking about being in the shop, like cutting hair, like doing all this stuff, like reliving his youth, or like being in this what? Oh, He says he put everything he had into it. Did he end up buying that shop off of somebody else?
From somebody else, you said?
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
I think he did maybe in the beginning. Yeah, he bought his own business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what he said. I said, so tell me. I said, how did you start your business? I'm just trying to get more intimate with the conversation. I like to know the backstory. I like to see if they remember these little things. He says, I put everything in it that I had. And I go, really? Yeah. And I said, so did you start from the ground up? And he's talking about buying it from somebody else and like how he made it his own. And he says, I was so proud. What? Back when what? Oh my God. Hold on. So you grew up there in that place. Like that was so you remember going there? So he oh my God.
Oh, me. Yeah.
Yeah, you. Okay. He's talking
Hmm.
about you coming up and sitting in a chair, like you putting you up and sitting in a chair, right? And it's such a big deal. So he would cut your hair?
Yeah. Yes. Hmm.
Most men won't. I know barbers, they like won't touch,
Oh,
ladies'
yeah.
hair.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, and he's talking about how I remember her coming up, plopping her down and stuff like that. And he says, "Oh, all of them." What? Oh no, she's not. Oh my God. Are you? I don't think you are. Do you consider yourself the black sheep of the three?
No.
Good, good. Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't think you are. He's talking about he
Mm-mm.
puts y'all three and he puts you out here. Maybe this means like you're different, or maybe this also could mean like you're special, or I would call it usually it's like you're different than the other two. He says that, so I'm like maybe black sheep, but I feel like y'all all talk all the time. What? And y'all are really, really close, correct?
Yes.
Cool. He's just saying, he says like he shows me what would be almost like if we have Christmas and Thanksgiving and holidays, we actually still all get together and like eat, which is a rare thing. Most people get pissed off at each other for stupid things. What? Tell
Mm.
me. What? How long ago did you die, dude? What happened? When did your body leave? Oh, you had a friend. What do you mean you had a friend? What was his connection to the church? Was he a big church person?
Yes. He's very religious. Yeah.
Very, really? Okay.
Mhm.
He keeps, I have, all of like this, I'm not Catholic, but there's a lot of stuff that goes with it. And he keeps saying like he's buddies or he's friends with the parishioners, like stuff like that. And
He
or
was. Yeah.
was he really? Okay. He goes, and he keeps showing me church building. And I go, okay. And he says, friends with the parishioners. He says,
Hmm.
what? I wonder if one of his friends did the service or the ceremony. I wonder if that's a thing. I don't know. We'll get into that later. Just because he's talking about going up and patting them on the back, which for me usually don't go up and like pat parishioners on the back or like church people on the back. He says, "Tell me what happened to you, dude, sir? I'm sorry. Hold on. He's a very good guy. Yeah, he's a So I can tell you he passed before 2019 because he said that he passed before my dad. My dad died in 2019. So now I'm going to
Hmm.
see if he can work it down. What about it? And your mom hasn't remarried anybody or anything like that and is not
No.
dating anybody. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Mm.
I go tell me about what was your timeline on crossing over? And he says, and I'm glad she didn't get to know anybody else. She would never do that. It's just her and I. I was like, oh, okay. Again, taking that really seriously. What happened to your son? Did he not pass away at home?
He did pass it on.
Interesting. He goes like this. He says, all I wanted to do was pass away at home. That's why I said it. Usually a lot of times when they say that, it means that they didn't. Like they have this wanting. So hold on. Let me see. Come here, bud. What? Everybody's praying. Everybody's praying by his side. What do you So that means we had enough time to like say goodbye to him. We had enough time to like talk with him or something interesting. He's talking about how Tell me. What happened then? Weird. Do we think he ended up like having just like heart failure?
That's correct.
Really? I said, so what did you have, dude? I said, tell me. I said, did you have like cancer? Did you have a seizure? Like, what's going on? And he said, my old ticker went out. That's how he said
That's
it.
right. Yep.
Yeah. He said, oh, he's so good. When he can talk, he knows how to do this. I just have to be really patient. What? Now I'm in heaven. It's beautiful here. That's all I keep saying. Tell me about her. Oh, he's calling you all sorts of names. He says, like my sweet, precious, like he's being overly loving and he's choosing all he's talking about. He's like, my sweet, precious, loving Jake, you know, I love you. He's being like all sorts of mushy in my head. And that's not his, I don't know if that's his normal way. I don't think it is, but he's letting you know that he is. He says, what? You have really good memories of your daddy. You have really good memories of your daddy. Yeah, he's a really good guy. He's talking about how I didn't give her any bad memories. He says, I
No.
didn't give her bad memories to go away from. He says, all she does is speak highly of me, and I
Oh
appreciate
my
it.
God. Wonderful.
Yeah, and he's very
Wonderful.
happy with you on that. He says that, tell me what, oh, and do you pray to him? Yes. Oh, he says,
Yes.
yeah, I want to let you know that he appreciates that. He goes, and she even prays to me. I said, good. He says, I love it. Keep it up. And he knows. He knows. He says, what? All he wants you to have is a happy, healthy life. And you have, tell me. He thinks you're married right now? Yes, obviously. There's the ring. Okay. Yeah. He's talking about how you're satisfied or you're good right now. Perfect. Good. He says that what? She? Do you have a boy?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. He says, and you have 2 kids?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, he's doing good. I said, I go, so what about her? What about her life? He says, I'm a grandpa or I'm a papa or whatever. And I said, okay. I just want to call him Gramps. And I said, to who? He says, 2 healthy kids. He says, man, tell her son that I miss him. Tell her son that I love him. I go, I will. What? Maybe he would follow him around a lot. So your son is obviously, he's like what? 14, 15? No, he's older than that. He's what?
He's 15, you're correct.
Shut up. He's 15. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. He put in my head, he goes 1, 4, 1, 5. And then he goes plus, which like 14, 15, and then getting older. And I'm like, okay. And he says, what? So your dad's in heaven. So he talks to me a little bit differently. What? I don't see him. I feel him. It's like getting downloads, and that's what it is. I can feel his presence, but I don't see him standing next to us. What? So this means he's in a higher state, which is great. So he's in a really, really good place. Okay. What? Tell me. What? Dad? What? And then so then the other one is a daughter. Is that the thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I said, so what about the other boy? He goes, no. He said, we had to get a girl in there. I said, oh, okay, cool. And he says that, what? Oh, don't do that to your mom. He's saying like down the line that she's going to want to like move states or move far away for some reason. And he says, don't do that to your mom. Like talking about how close y'all are or how close you can be. He says that your son will have the entrepreneurial spirit inside of him if he will and let him down the line. So does your son talk about him a lot or bring
Yes.
him up?
Yeah.
Tell him he like hears it and he says that he's with him. Okay. He says that what? How old are you? How long ago was this? how. So I'm going to ask him how long ago his passing was based on your son's age, which is 15. So let's see if he can tell me her age. What? Mm. Mm. He says he's a little bit less than my. So my son is 10. I would have to say maybe 7 or 8. How old was your son when he passed away? Is that a thing?
It was 8 years ago, so my son was 7.
8 years ago.
Mhm.
7. 7. Oh, it was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's 8 years ago, yeah.
Oh my God, that goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It goes too fast. What? Did he like fall asleep and not wake up?
Not really. Well, it was during the night, though. It was during the night. He got up
It
to go
was
to the
during the
bathroom.
night.
Mhm.
Oh, and then he killed over.
Yep.
Okay. He's
That's
talking
it.
about, yeah, he's talking about being at night, and when he went to bed, he never woke up for the morning.
That's right. Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. He never saw another morning. And so I was like, oh, he just fell asleep and didn't wake up.
No.
He's sorry about it. He so what? The poor bride. She was screaming for me. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What? Who? So you and the other sisters lived what, like a half an hour away from her?
No. No. Like 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Interesting. He's just talking about how, let me give you an example of the words he said. I go, I said, so what happened after that? Because sometimes maybe one of the kids will be living at home. He says, my poor bride, she's like on the phone. And it's like half an hour before anybody shows up or something like that. And he says she
The
had to
ambulance.
stay there. Oh, yeah. He says she had to stay there and look at me while this is happening. And I'm guessing, I want your mom, can you tell her that it's not her fault for him passing, that she couldn't have done anything different? Can you let her know that?
Yeah, yes, I will.
Okay, cool. Because he's talking about standing there, like beside her. He's already crossed over, and her having like this guilt or grief that she couldn't do anything more. Okay. And that if she would have done it, it would have changed the outcome and it wouldn't have. Okay. The big thing. And he says, what? Oh, sorry. He says, I know, my sweet. I know. What? Wait, really? Whenever he crossed over, did she go back and sleep in her bedroom again after he was already like after that, like down the line? Like she didn't sleep in the living room for a while or anything? She like
No.
went back to sleeping in their bedroom right away?
After, I believe so, yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I channel a lot of women, and a lot of times whenever they cross over, they will not sleep in their bedroom again, or at least for a couple of years.
No,
Yeah.
she said.
And he's talking about how she's a trooper and she went back in there and she like how hard it was.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm sorry. That was really intimate, but he's like bringing that up. He says that, tell me about her. I mean, obviously, when you get older, you have osteoporosis and osteoarthritis and stuff like that. But does your mom complain of bone pain?
Yeah, like her knee.
Knee. Okay. Yeah, he's talking about how there's going to have to be surgery on bones. Which knee? Is she going to get a knee replacement? Has she talked about that yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so one of the things that he's talking about is like with her, with the pain, with the bones, with all that, he keeps talking about, can you watch her and can you push her? Which means like helping her to get not better, but helping her to get comfortable.
Yeah.
Because she's
Mhm.
what? Is she about to turn 80?
She's close to 80, but
Yeah, she's what,
yeah.
77?
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah. He goes like this. He's this week?
Yeah, she'll turn 77 on Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah. See, isn't that cool? Yeah. He goes like this. I said, is she close to, he says, getting close to 80. And you said, yeah, close. And I'm like, how close? How close? How close? And he goes, 77. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll say it. I'll say it. He says that, tell me. Apparently she doesn't like to go to the doctor. Apparently she goes, hold on. Who takes her to the doctor to go get medicine? What's going on with that? Or do we already have her on meds? There's something about mom and how we need to get her to the doctor to get checked. I don't know why.
Hmm.
I don't know why. So maybe something ends up what? I'm trying to figure out why this is. Hold on. Did your mom end up having COVID?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
We all did.
Oh, y'all really? Y'all all did. Interesting. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he says like this. He says, okay, so there's a couple of things going on. I'm wondering what this medical thing is he keeps bringing up. He's talking about the knee replacement. He's talking about that. Maybe that ends up happening, but like then he goes and he shows lungs and he talks about shortness of breath. And I said, so what about? I said, does she have COVID? Like, is that a thing? He goes, no, she had it. And I go, really? She did and she survived? He's like, yeah. And so I'm like, okay. And then she said, he's talking about how I would even say later part of this year, she may start complaining about shortness of breath. She may start complaining about like getting, I mean, obviously when we get older, right, we get tired, but like more tired than normal. When that happens, okay, yeah, as this happens more, please take her to the doctor.
Okay.
Okay. Nobody's dying. Nobody has cancer or anything like that.
Okay.
It's like,
okay.
almost like maintenance, quality of life stuff. The only other thing that I would worry about is when she starts having the breathing thing, make sure they go and do an x-ray or an MRI or a scan of the lungs, because he keeps showing me tiny little red marks, which means like little bitty blood clots.
Oh God.
Okay, so that for me means like, minuscule, which, sometimes we could have a little one in our lungs and we're okay, but it also means to just please watch out. She's not dying though. I don't see her leaving us this earth.
Okay.
It also means too that it could put us on our ass and make us go to the hospital for, a month, which would be.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I would have to say usually when they start talking about this stuff, do it, start looking at it like the latter part of a year. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me, Dad. One. It's just them saying, hey, this may impact you.
Wow, okay.
You can do this earlier. It won't. You know what I'm saying? So tell me about her. What?
I don't want to interrupt you, but there.
Yeah. What?
There is somebody else too that I'm looking to contact. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring them in. Do you want me to grab them right now?
Whenever you want. I just wanted to make sure because I don't want the time to pass and not make sure. Okay.
No,
whenever you.
Give me their first name only.
Dina.
Hold on. Give me a second. That's probably the female. Hang on. Obviously. Give me a second. Laughing hardcore. Was Dina like, all I hear is ha 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 ha, like they're laughing, they're loud, they're like there for you. Interesting. Hold on, let's figure this out. One. Weird. This Dina person stands and they put themselves next to you, but then they also go higher up. So this for me means, was Dina feels like a sister friend type of feeling, but wait, it's a sister?
Yeah.
okay. Oh no. Yeah, she comes in and she's loud, and I'm like, what? Do you see how quick that is? Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, it's because whenever you're channeling, I whenever I do it, I focus on one person and I try to get as much information out. And so if I'm just open, then it like becomes unclear. And so it's like you switch. Hold on, tell me. And plus I don't like them interrupting my sessions. And so I I go through and I push everybody else out. Tell me, give me a second. She goes, "Hello, pups. Long time no see. How are you doing?" Like, gives them a kiss. She just loves them. What? She says, like this one right here, is she giving you trouble? I was like, no, absolutely not. She's like, not giving me trouble at all. Like, she's just joking with you. She says that. Tell me about her. What? And you, so Dina has kids?
No.
No, interesting. She goes like this. She says, I watch, oh, maybe that's her kids. She says, I watch her kids for her all the time. Let her know. Just like she would watch mine. And that's why I was like, does she have kids? She says that, tell me. What? My God, it's good to be back. What happened to you? What happened to you? Mom almost lost her crap when she died, apparently. Like Dina must have been like one of the favorites. I mean, obviously. She says, what? Weird. I wonder if, see, Dina, did Dina pass after your daddy?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I go like this. I said, Dina, when did you die? Because the way she talks, it feels very modern, like very new. She says, hard for them to get in. What? Was it like y'all were all able to say goodbye to her? But it's interesting because it's almost like maybe she was in the hospital and like people were like keeping y'all away from her or something like that. That's odd. But I feel you coming up to be with her. I feel you being there. See, that's why I'm like, yeah. What? What happened? Ooh. Did Dina have cancer?
No.
Weird. She's talking about it taking her butt out really quick. Something took her out like really quick. I don't know why. And that's what it feels like. She says like took my butt out and she's blaming it on something else. That's why I'm like, what? She says that, tell me, what happened? Why are you like that? She's not showing her face at all. I can't see her face. She keeps talking about like she will not show her face for some reason. So she's like censoring it. I wonder if it was something extremely life threatening. I wonder if she was on like life support because she keeps showing tubes. Yeah.
She was.
So yeah, I was dealing with a crime scene earlier and the woman showed me what they looked like afterwards, like on tubes in the hospital. She just showed me that picture of that woman and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Wow.
She says that, yeah, very intense. What? What happened, Nina? Who brought mom? Who brought mom? Mom came with another person.
To the hospital?
Yeah, yeah.
Me.
Really? Oh, she says like they said thank you for bringing mom. That means mom didn't drive herself. She came with somebody. So she knows like mom came. Okay? She says that what happened here? Why are her eyes so puffy? Why are she showed me like here, like if this was like puffed out. She said that what she get in some sort of accident or something?
Kind of.
Yeah, yeah. That's all I can hold on. Something to do with her crazy personality. She's crazy. She's what? don't know. I'm wondering if now Christina doesn't feel like a drug addict to me. She doesn't feel like a drug addict to me. Which is
Not drugs. Not drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. She feels like we should be puffy for some reason. It's almost like we get she feels like she keeps making my mouth and my throat burn. Was she the
Yes.
alcoholic?
Yes.
Yeah. She's been
You
the
are correct.
she's been the alcoholic. Yeah. It was very interesting. There was a person that was showing up before we started our session, and they kept talking about being an alcoholic. And when I got in with your dad, I was like, oh, it's him. It's him. And he's talking about no. And so I'm like, I'll just brush that under the rug. Because freaking Dina's a freaking alcoholic because she's the party person.
That's right.
Well, whatever. What? She said she quit 1,000,000 times. She's still drinking with cirrhosis of the liver.
She didn't stop.
Oh, never. Oh my God. What? Did you know if they found her unresponsive?
That's correct. Oh my God. My daddy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. She goes like this. She says, they found me unresponsive. They should have pumped my stomach or something like that. She says that it was, in hindsight is 2020. She says that some people make a full recovery. That was not me. She said. She said that.
No.
I know. That's why she's meeting your father, because Dina is not as high up as your dad. She's in an okay place though. She's with y'all a lot. She's not in a bad area, but that's why she's hugging your dad for the first time.
She said she wasn't really with him.
No. She's not with him all the time because dad is what we like to call heaven all the time. And so what happens here is that she is having to help you. She's having to help mom. She's having to help your other sister to have a good life and your kids. Okay. She's having to be with them almost like a guide because she kind of did self-sabotaging behavior for such a long time and she didn't care about her own body and nobody else. And so now guess what? She has to be your guide to help you out.
Will that help her go higher up? Is that how that works?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that is exactly how that works. So think of like you used to hear the thing of like a good deed and an angel gets their wings, like that type of thing. That's what this is. It's her good deeds to give back and then she moves up. That's it. Okay. So if you need her, if you're having an issue, if you have something that you're afraid about or you need guidance, ask her. She's the person that has to push you there. Okay. Your dad's kind of like the top down person. She's the one that's in there with you. Okay. She says, yeah, she loves you. What? Oh. Did we end up taking her off of life support? I said, so what happened? I know. I did that with my own family. I understand how tough that is. She goes like this. I said, so what about you? What was it like at the very end? She says they had to release me. I said, what do you mean they had to release you? She said they had to, and I was like, okay. She said it was the hardest thing for everybody. But you made a good choice. She says that one. Where are you at? She says, Amie, I was terrible. It's funny because she's talking about you being all put together and everything like that, and her looking like a hot mess at the end, like very intense. But she was a good looking gal too. She says that
beautiful.
Very
beautiful.
I just want her to have like fabulous hair. What?
Beautiful.
What? Tell me about her. And she's in the mausoleum too?
My mom wants to put her in there. She was cremated with her.
Please do it. If you can, that would be great. She's talking about please like put us all family together. Okay. That would be wonderful. She says that what? And this is in a churchyard. Do we
Yes.
know?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
kind of. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. It's
She's
like an
not.
outdoor Muslim. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Yeah,
it's a
she's
room, but
talking
it's
about.
open.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, she's talking about hearing like the bells toll or something. That for me means like maybe it's like a churchyard or they have that going.
Mhm.
She says, "Tell me about her. How long was it really? Did she pass in like the last 2 years?
A year ago, the 17th.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
wow, wow. Okay. I go, how long did you go? I said, did you go around my dad's? I said, obviously your dad has been gone for a while. She goes, no, in the last like she goes, it's been a couple years. It's been in the last couple of years. And I was like, really? What? Tell me. You have dogs right now?
Yes.
Okay. She says, I sit on the floor and I play with her dogs. Her dogs. Yeah, like that's the whole thing. She's very entertained by your life. She likes to hang out with you. She likes to sit with you, and she just wants to let you know that she's healing. Okay. Yeah, she's healing. She's okay. What about her moving forward? What? She's not gonna get out of there. She says, I want to see you sipping Mai Tais on a beach somewhere. She says, but she's not going to get out of there. She's not going to leave. And I was like, oh, okay. She says, what? Interesting. When are you and your husband? Well, you have younger kids right now.
Mm.
Are y'all gonna go to a condo in Florida?
We talk about it.
Really? Is that a thing? Okay.
So
That's
my
so
other
random.
sister, my other sister moved to Florida, so we talked about either moving there part of the year one day or fully or something. I don't know. That's so
Yes.
funny. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes, please go do that. She goes like this. She says, your sister, Dina, I go, what do you want her to do? What do you want her to do with her life? She says, have more fun. I said, what? She says, they need to go to that condo in Florida. And I was like, what do you mean by that? She's like, and that's why she's talking about moving. And I said, you won't leave here like that. I said, not until mom's crossed over, not until all that happens. And she's talking about you going out and living your life and how Florida would be this amazing place for you to go.
God.
She says that, oh my gosh, it's like you. I even kind of want like you and your husband to move into like one of those 55-plus-year-old communities where you go and hang out and have a golf cart, stuff like that. Like, yeah, 10 out of 10. And I think that would be amazing. She says, tell me. Interesting. What is the husband is what? What? Weird. Who did somebody drive trucks or something?
Her ex-husband.
Really? So okay, like deliveries. Okay,
Mm,
interesting.
well, not really. I don't know. He did. Yeah.
Yeah, she just shows me. She shows me deliveries. She shows me UPS. She shows me truck driving. She shows me 18-wheelers over and over again. And then he's still alive, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And what does your husband do right now?
My husband's a New Jersey State Trooper.
So he's on the road all the
Maybe
time.
that's what it is. Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she goes and she shows me like driving really long distances and then that's picking up people and taking them back to prison.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She says it can be hard on the back. And I was like, what? And then she says that what? So he's been doing that for over 15 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm. Hmm. How far are you away from Camden City?
Maybe like a half hour or something like that.
Interesting. And he doesn't patrol over there, correct?
No, I mean he has worked over there, but not really.
Okay. I There's something about Camden City, his area over there. I would almost say like watch out for that. Hold on.
Oh, God.
He has what, 10 more years till he retires?
No.
How long?
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Yeah, because I keep telling him to wait for me. So yeah, maybe about 8 years.
About 8
Yeah,
years. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
He
Yeah.
he can retire sooner, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
It's not
Don't
gonna
do
work
it
out.
yet. So
Yeah, he can.
there's no, you don't need to. There's something about how he's going to be doing this job, or he's going to keep doing this for almost like 10 years. Like that'll be a
Mhm.
thing. And then I think down the line with him, they will end up, she just says, take the severance package.
Hmm.
Severance package. And I'm wondering if this isn't like year 6, that something like 6 years from now, something like that happens. That and I don't know how that is, but I think there's going to be an option where he can take this package, or do
Mm.
this. And I would say at that point, obviously keep that in the back of your head, right?
Right.
But there's going to be a choice down the line.
Okay.
What he says, like she says, like, God bless you, I love you, your sister is just, she adores you, she
Yeah,
adores you,
that's
and
her.
your dad does too. And they've met, they've been together, and they're fine. I mean, they're perfectly fine. They're watching over your family now. With mom, just keep an eye out on the breathing, right? Keep an eye out on the knees. Just really stick with her. What is the other sister mad at her?
She got upset. She would get upset with her quite a bit because of the alcoholism. Yeah.
Yeah, she says, tell her I'm sorry that she had to stay a lot of her life mad at me. She says she sees it now. Okay, she sees why now. So if you can let her know that too. Okay. So for right now, my dear, do you have any questions at all before
I
will?
I do. I just have a question. When she was in the hospital passing, like she was on the machine, like her eyes opened. Like I just always wondered. I don't know. Did you know that we were there? Was she when they're on the machine like that? Are they
Yes.
passed, or are they aware that we're in the room? Like I don't know.
So they're up here. That's why she was able to see you bringing in mom.
Oh,
My
I
light just
see.
flashed back there. Yeah. So that's her. Yeah, she's up here. That's how she was able to see you bringing in mom. So that was almost when her eyes open at the very end. That's her spirit separating from her body fully.
Yeah, because it was like they were opening a little, and then all of a sudden they opened real wide. But they said she had like brain damage and stuff because she was throwing up blood. She passed. They found her passed out, unresponsive, and she was out. I mean, they worked on her for like 15 minutes. She was with no oxygen. So I know that she wasn't a witch. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, she knows. They know all about it. She was there. It was just that was that last part of her soul. Physically, we come out of our body. I even find this in comatose patients. They're not in their body. They're listening to you up here.
Wow.
Okay. And they can hear you. And the same with like your daddy. When your daddy crossed over and he's standing outside of his body and he's watching your mom and he's taking note how long it takes for everybody to get there. It's because his soul is out of his body.
Would he be able to tell you where he went right after he passed his soul? Because something happened and I'm always curious if it was because of him.
Oh, hang on. Let's see. Weird. The only thing, and I don't think this is it. The only thing I'm getting is like, when it comes to your kitchen, that's so odd. That's odd. What is that? He's showing me making the rounds, but it's weird. Was your husband on patrol at that point?
Yes, I think he was. He wasn't home because it was early, right? But
Yeah,
yes,
because
he
you weren't.
was.
Yeah, you weren't home. Yeah, he's talking about. I said, so
Something
where?
odd happened. And then my
Yeah.
phone rang and I was like, wait a minute. My son woke up and he
Okay,
was little. It was early in the morning. I was like, why are you getting up? And then my phone rang.
that's your little buddy. Okay, he's talking about. I go. So where are you at? Where did you go? He says, like, I went to your house. I was in your house, but then he says that, and he knows that he went there because he's talking about how your husband wasn't home. He was on
Yeah.
patrol.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
Okay,
God.
so that's what he's trying to talk about. What was the weird thing that happened?
So no, my son, even to this day, he can't get up out of bed. And he got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and I had just gotten up to go to work. And I go, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know. I just woke up. And then the phone
Oh,
rang and it was my mother immediately after that. And to this day, my son has never woken up at 5 o'clock. So I
yeah,
always
that
felt
was
like
him.
my dad, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, your dad was in your house. That's why he's verifying all this information. And yeah, that was him. Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah. So if you, Jamie, if you need me, you just email me. Okay. If you have
Thank you.
questions, email me.
I gotta tell you, I've learned so much from watching you and listening to you. I mean, it's just such a blessing and it has brought so much clarity to me. And I can't even tell you what a difference you've made in my life through all this, really. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for all
you.
that you do.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jamie. I love you. Thank you. And I mean, I'll continue to do it. And like I said too, I mean, if you need me, if you have questions, if you're feeling any way, just hit me up. Okay. I'll
Okay.
always answer
Thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, baby. I'll talk to you
Now,
later.
wait, I get a copy of this?
Yeah, I'll send it to you tomorrow morning. Okay.
Good. Okay. Okay.
Love you, Jamie. Bye.